All right, so what's going on, everybody? Hope we all had a great weekend. Hope everybody had a good Valentine's Day with your loved ones or with yourself. We all know how that goes. Today is February 15th, right after Valentine's Day. We are going to start with this market breakdown that I do weekly. As always, this will be recorded and I will be posting it on my YouTube and in our Discord right here. So let's get it going. Let's look at Bitcoin really quick. If you guys saw my Friday breakdown call, my end of the week call, I talked about how price worked its way down here, retested this area, and now rejected our round psychological level. I still expect price to keep dropping. I do feel like it's going to drop to like the $50,000 mark. And maybe at that point is when it'll shift and start going back to the upside. So that's something to take a look at and keep your eye on if you are planning on investing in Bitcoin. I don't think Bitcoin is done with. I know a lot of people think that Bitcoin is over with. It is not. I feel like in the next 5 years, maybe it would be probably at around 200,000. So if you do plan on having some, long-term investments, I will definitely take a look at this when it drops a little bit lower. Let's look at what the market's got for us this week. All right, let's start off with NZD USD. I am still very, very, very much interested in this trade. I do feel I'm sorry, give me a second. Yeah, so I am very much interested in this trade. Let's look at the weekly time frame. The weekly is very, very still bullish. Daily is also bullish. 4 hour is currently bearish. We are currently bearish. I do feel like price is still gonna keep buying. I'm sorry. So I will be waiting for a retracement back to the area of interest to then look for some entry buys. So I will keep my alarm right here. And we will wait for a retracement to then look for an entry to buy. This is a very, very strong move to the upside. Let me look at this really quick. Yeah, I don't see no sells here. I know some people are interested in sells here. I'm not a big counter trend trader, so I don't try to go against the against the trend. I do feel like we're still gonna buy here. I don't think we had our move yet this far. I feel like we have a lot more to give. As you guys can see, we have this 4 hour inverted head and shoulders right here. Not the prettiest, but we do have one. And I don't think this is the highest is gonna go. We reached all the way up here. I feel like it has more potential to probably come up to here. Let me look at the daily. Yeah, so about that area. So I'm still interested in this trade. I don't think it's over with yet. So I'll be looking for some, let me remove this. We'll be looking for retracement, hopefully as deep as it can to this, inside the area of interest. Maybe it won't reach this deep this week because as you guys can see, we have this 4 hour EMA up here. Hopefully it reaches like up to here to our alarm and then we will buy. I'm not going to jump in this trade early. So if it decides to retrace up here, it is what it is. We'll miss out on this trade. I need a deeper retracement just so our risk to reward makes sense. Let's take a look at it really quick. Yeah, I would like to be under this. So yeah, I will need a little retracement. It needs to come up to this area for me to be interested in this trade. So if it does not come deep enough, it is what it is. We will not take it. As you guys can see, we've already rejected it 3 times before. So I do feel like we will have one more rejection. This was on Monday, on February 9th. It went all the way to our round psychological level. That'll be a perfect entry if it does do that. But if not, anywhere in this area will be fine with me. So we're still interested in this trade most definitely. At least I am. GBP USD, I'm interested in this as well. Same thing as NZD USD. I would like for price to come back all the way down here to retest to then buy. Our weekly is, as you guys can see, bullish. This was our lower low, and this was our. Let me do this for you guys. This right here was our lower low, and this was our higher. I mean, our lower high. We broke this structure right here, and this became our higher high now. And this is our lower low. I mean, our higher low. So we are very much bullish on the weekly. We are very much bullish on the daily. This is our higher high, and this is our higher low right here. So we have not broken above this or below this, so that means that we are still bullish. So our daily and our weekly are bullish. Our 4 hour is bearish. I wouldn't count this as an elbow right here. So this would be our lower low, and this will be our lower high. We have not broke above this area right here, so we are still very bearish. That's fine because our daily and our weekly are still bullish. So I will be waiting for pretty much what last week we did. We didn't get to enter this trade. I'll be waiting for another pullback to then buy. We will set our alarms. Let's see. As you guys can see, it always comes and retouches the area, even though it wicks out in there. So I'll be putting my alarm around this side right here. So I will want price to retest up to this alarm, maybe even deeper, to then look for some entries to the buy. Euro CAD. All right, we took this trade last week and we closed it early just because of it was Friday and I wanted to close in profit, so we closed at about $1,000 profit. I'm still very much interested in this trade. Even I won this trade here. I took it in end of January. Got a good trade in there. It took me out. This what broke my my winning streak. It took me out the week before last, and we lost this trade. And last week we made about $1,000. I'm still interested in this trade just because of this daily head and shoulders that we have here. Very strong reversal pattern. Left head, right shoulder, perfectly. The daily, it broke the neckline. This will be the neckline right here. Let me mark it down for you. This will be the neckline right here. And we broke below that last week. Broke below that, retested a little higher than I expected. Came back all the way to this area to retest. That's why I got stopped out. I will be interested in this trade this week. This probably might be my favorite trade, but I do want price to come back all the way to retest this area of interest right here to then get into some sells. So I will be putting my alarm around here, and we'll be waiting for a retracement to retest this daily area of interest to then give us a sell. Very like this. I like this trade a lot actually. So we'll be looking at this trade. Euro NZD. Still want price to do the same thing. I don't know why I have that alarm set up here. This was like 2 weeks ago. We could delete this too. So I still want price to break this area, retest to then sell. Our weekly is very bearish. Daily is bearish. And our 4 hour is currently bullish because it broke this area. But let me look at this. Yeah, I still want price to break this area. So when price breaks this area this week, if it does, once it breaks below this area to retest, we are not going to be bearish on the 4 hour as well. So we'll have the 4 hour, the daily, and the weekly bearish. Those are good, strong confirmations. So once it does that, it'll break this area of interest that we want. It'll break this 4 hour higher low, which will make the time frame bearish. And then we'll wait for a quick retracement to then sell. So I am still interested in this trade. Put the alarm right here just so we could get a warning. Pretty much looking at the same markets as of right now for next week. Euro USD, not interested in this trade no more. Last week we did not enter this trade because we were in other trades. So we were not able to enter this trade. I don't like this trade just because it already had this very strong move and now it's working its way down. I don't think it's going to reach all the way down here. And if it does, I think it already did its move. Not interested in it this week. Cut off of it. I actually would look at this trade for a counter trend trade, maybe for some sells. we're not counter trend traders. At least I am not. So we are not looking at this trade this week. NZD CHF. Wanted price to, I think price already did its thing. We wanted price to come back to this area, retest to then buy. It pretty much already did it. I don't feel like it's going to keep doing much more of that right now. Not this week. Not something that I'm interested in. Let me see. Weekly is bullish. Daily bullish as well. The reason why I'm not interested in this trade is very much because of this. You guys can see we have a left head, right shoulder here. We have, you guys can say, a double bottom here. Like, you know, it's too many reversal patterns here. So I do feel like it's going to sell. So I just rather avoid this trade all in all this week. GBP NZD, very, very much interested in this trade still. I do want price still to do what I said last week. I want price to retest this area to then sell. Last week we closed on the way up. Friday, you guys can see we're already working our way up, so we'll still be waiting for this entry. I'm definitely interested in this trade still. The weekly is bearish, the daily is bearish, and the 4 hour is bullish. 4 hours bullish. That's fine though. Let me look at this daily really quick. Yeah, I like this. I like this trade. So we're still interested in this trade this week as well. Euro GBP. Okay, so this trade, I like it too for some buys. We just got to wait to see what price does here. We have a lot of wakeouts, weekly wakeouts. Good sign and bad sign. Good sign because I feel like we are going to fill them. Just got to be, you know, on point and not fall for any traps. So this very strong bearish engulfing candle is going to close like that this week when the market opens. I mean, today when the market opens, it's going to close like this, very bearish engulfing candle. I'll be waiting for some, like I said last week, this exact thing right here is exactly what I'm going to be waiting for. A little bit of rejections here. Or maybe this daily right here is going to close as soon as the market opens, I'm pretty sure. So then I'll wait probably for one more daily candle to close. And if I don't like how it closed, maybe even one more. So maybe 2 daily candles to close, rejecting this area of interest for us to have any interest in entering. And then we'll be looking for a 4 hour probably engulfing candle to enter the trade. So definitely like this trade. NZD CAD. NZD CAD. Let's look at NZD CAD really quick. Weekly is bullish. All these trades look so good. This looks like such a money making week. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This week looks like a lot of potential to make some money here. I know everything here says to buy, but just if we look at this, this is like where I feel like it's gonna be a perfect counter trend trade for anybody who has, you know, the courage to go ahead and do it. Look at this beautiful 4 hour left head, right shoulder. All right, right above the area of interest. Sadly gonna say it. I am gonna say it. This looks good for a counter trend trade, guys. I do see price breaking this area, retesting, and then selling. Not gonna lie. I do see it. And at that point, when we do that, 4 hour will be bearish. Daily will be bearish. Well, weekly will still be bullish. It's just, I'm just saying that because look at this crazy strong move to the upside. Let's look at the last time we had a move like that. Well, you guys can see it here. Huge move right here. From here to here. And then it just started working its way back down. It's a way bigger move, of course. But look, here we have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 weekly candles, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weekly candles. And then it went straight to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3. Yeah, for some reason, I feel like it's gonna sell here. Let's look at this weekly right here. It's pretty much retesting this area right here, and it rejected it. Let me see something here. Yeah, we have a round psychological level here as well, which it rejected. I do see a sell here, guys. I do see a sell here. We're just gonna watch it. Again, I'm not a big counter trend trader, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles reversed. I'll put 2 alarms. I'll put an alarm here and here. So price can either break this area retest, or if it breaks above, then we'll be looking for some buys. Because if it breaks above this area, then it's definitely it's confirming that the buyers are in control, and it's gonna continue to buy. If breaks below this area, I do feel like it's over with, and the sellers are now in control, and it will sell. So we'll just keep this trade here just to watch it. Again, not a huge fan, just because I am not a counter trend trader, guys. Don't like it. USD CAD, I was interested in sales last week. Did not work out. Went the other way, worked out here, but look at this crazy weekly head and shoulders. Left head, right shoulder. Not so beautiful, but definitely there. But if you guys can see, we had it here previously before, did not respect it, went up to the upside. The weekly is actually bullish. Daily is bearish. 4-hour bearish. I don't mind seeing the sell here. We'll come back to this. My nemesis right here. Not interested in this trade. Too much power to the upside. No. Like I guys told if you guys have watched this before, watch me break this down before. There's nothing to go on to in the past at this structure level. Nothing to go up here, except this point, which it completely blew by like 2 weeks ago. We talked about it. So I can't trade this market. Nothing for me to look at. Nothing for me to go off of. No market structure. CAD JPY, same thing. None of the JPYs. Well, I actually like this one. USD JPY, wouldn't mind for some sells here. Retracement to then sell. I don't know if we'll do it this week, but I do like it. I feel like it's you guys see a strong move to the downside. I had a big retracement, move to the downside. I don't mind seeing another retracement here. At that point, this EMA will work its way down. We have a round psychological level right around here. Yeah, I like this. Definitely, we'll look at this. GBP JPY, not interested in this trade. Well, actually, let me look at this. Actually, wouldn't mind it either. Nah, don't like it. Just because it retested this area before and just blew by it. Not interested in this one. GBP CHF, we missed this trade last week. No longer interested in this trade this week. I do see, let me see, you know, just to mark something out. We'll look at this area, see what it does when it gets here. But not interested in. We need more structure here to go off anything. We'll just keep an eye on it, you know. See what come back to next week. Euro AUD completely gone. We need price to like make some new structure areas in this level to see what it does in the future. Just marking this off just so we can have something, you know, to go off of. But I'm not interested in this trade. I just want to see what it does here. You know, it's going to build more market price here, and then we'll come back to it in the future. There's no risk. There's no point in us taking these kind of trades just because we have so many other markets that we're interested in that have much more beautiful setups and more confirmations and confluences. So there's no need for us to like risk any extra money on this kind of trades, you know? If it doesn't look good, there's no need to take it or even to look at it, you know, for that matter. Same thing as this, you know, SCDJPY, no point in even looking at this market. You know, maybe if we broke below this, maybe, you know, but it's just way too much at a high point. Something in the future, maybe a break and retest and sell. But as of right now, not interested in it. Let's look at GBP CAD. Still, you know, we're still in this consolidation right here. As you guys can see, I marked it off, I think like 2 weeks ago or a week ago. These purple lines that I marked off right here is basically me saying that I want market and price to break this area right here. See what I'm saying? I need price to get away from here. From this area, it's just consolidating right here. It's not doing nothing but staying right here. I need it to break, move away from here. Either come to the upside or to the downside for me to be interested in any type of trade here. I'm not gonna get caught in the, you know, back and forth right here. AUD CAD completely took off. Not interested in this market until it works its way back down or it creates some more structure right here. Not interested in it right now. AUD USD, same thing. Same thing as AUD CAD. Not interested in. Maybe if it comes and break down to here, retests it, maybe we'll be interested in some buys. As of right now, nope. AUD CHF, not interested in because we are at the lowest point. It's been in a long time. We were consolidated right here. We did break above that. Let me see. Yeah. Again, not interested in the CHFs that much, but this doesn't look too bad actually. This looks like a good buy. I wouldn't mind seeing price come all the way back down here to then give us a buy. I just set an alarm. Not interested in USD CHF. Lowest point has ever been. Euro CHF, same thing. Euro JPY, high note. GBP AUD. No, not interested here. Now let's look at these markets really quick. NZD USD. Definitely interested in this market. GBP USD. Definitely interested. I feel like I left some money on the table here. Euro CAD. Look at this weekly. Yeah. Oh. I'm actually not interested in this trade this week. I feel like it is going to reject to the upside. Not interested in this one. GBP NZD, very much interested. Euro GBP, interested. NZD CAD, tricky one, very tricky, but interested. USD JPY, AUD CHF. Okay, so now I'm gonna organize them in the way that I feel like they're gonna play out, soonest. This has some moves to go. This one before this one. Okay. USD JPY and AUD CHF, I have them at the bottom because they're probably not even going to play out this week. And I had USD CAD right here. Forgot about USD CAD. I actually like this market. All right. So EuroCAD, let's do a quick breakdown real quick. EuroCAD, we want price to come back up to this daily area of interest, give us a rejection to then sell. We have a very strong head and shoulders daily structure right here. We would like for it to retest this area, give us a rejection to then enter and ride this wave all the way down. Euro GBP, we are currently retesting the daily area of interest right now. I would need this candle to close, which should close as soon as market opens, maybe like 30 minutes after, an hour later, I'm not sure. Should close. Then maybe get 1 or 2 more daily rejections right in this area. Some dojis right here, maybe even a doji and then a bullish engulfing. That'll be even better. And then that will give us an entry and a confirmation that we are going to buy. If it does not do that, if market decides to break below this, we are no longer interested. We'll push this to the bottom of the list. No longer looking at it. NZD USD, we did not get this trade last week. It didn't play out as it didn't fully commit. It didn't fully give us that profit that we wanted to. So I still think that price still has a lot of movement to go to the upside. So, but I will wait for price to come back to this area to retest to then give us a buy. That's why I have my alarm set right here. That's the only place that'll make sense for me to get a 1 to 2. If it does not come back to this area and it just has to take off from right here, well, it is what it is. we're right about the right direction, but not enough for us to get our 1 to 2. So not worth it. Not interested in it. GBP NZD, we would like price to retest this daily area of interest. Last week we were looking at it, it didn't do it, and it actually went down to the downside. It rejected this area. I feel like it's going back up to get some more momentum to go to the downside. So we will wait for price to come back all the way up to here to retest, give us a rejection to then sell. Rejection can be a daily reversal, a 4-hour engulfing. It all depends. We'll have to analyze it as we go. Throughout the week. GBP USD, we want price basically. Did it last week. This was when January 27th that it actually came up this high. I do feel like we are going to make it up there again. I feel like price just dropped down to this area just because we had a very strong buy power, and now the sellers had took over, but the buyers are right back in it. We retraced and rejected this area again, just came back for some more momentum. We are working our way. We might have missed this trade. Markets might open and this trade might just take off. That's a very high probability. If it does, then hey, it is what it is. We're gonna miss this trade, push it to the bottom of the list, and we have many more markets to look at. If it decides to come back to the downside a little bit to give us another rejection, great, then we'll get in on this trade. USD CAD, I know you guys see this price, it had a very strong move to the downside. Then we actually won this trade like 2 weeks ago. Very strong move to the downside, worked its way back up, broke our area of interest, but then it came right back down and broke it again. So I do feel like I feel like the sellers are still in control. Came back for some more momentum. I do feel like it's gonna reject around here, maybe even our round psychological level. It might even work its way up all the way up to here, which is fine. If it does work its way up to here, I'll be waiting for more confirmations to the downside before I enter this trade. But I do like this trade for some sells. I do feel like it's not over with. As you guys can see, this market likes to have strong movements, very strong movement to the upside, very strong movement to the downside. Two big candles to the upside, and I feel like it's gonna work its way back down now. So interested in this market. NZD CAD, if we look at just trend purposes, this market is supposed to buy. It's supposed to keep going to the upside, but the only reason why I'm interested in sells is because we already had a very strong move to the upside to a highly respected area, as you guys can see up here. Whoa. To a highly respected area, as you guys can see right here. So I do feel like it's time for it to sell. So we put 2 alarms. This is just see what it does. If price breaks above this weekly area of interest, then we'll be looking for a rejection. A retest and then sell. Buy. And if it decides to break below this daily area of interest, then we'll look for a rejection to then sell. Not my favorite, but I do like the structure on this market. So we'll be looking at it. If it plays out, great. We have other markets though that I like way better. All these above I like them way better. But something to look at. USD JPY, don't feel like it's gonna play out this week, but I'm dying to catch a JPY trade, just because I avoid them, just because they're at the highest point they've ever been. There's not enough market previous structure for me to look at and go off of. But it is building it right here in USD JPY. It is building some structure points here. So I do think that it is going to work its way back up and retest this area and then give us a sell. Might not be this week. This week it might work its way up halfway, or maybe even touch by Friday this area, but it won't give us the entry to sell. Just because even if it does, it'll be Friday, it won't be worth it. But something to look at. I think I am going to catch this trade by next week. AUDCHF, it already had its move to the upside. If we would have gotten on this trade, let's see, right around this retest, boom, would have put our stop loss around here. We hit a 1 to 4. So it pretty much did his move already. Now it's working its way back down. Not interested highly in this trade. I just want to see what it does when it gets back to this area. CHFs are very unpredictable, to my opinion. So let's see. If it gives us I would need several rejections in this area for me to be even interested in buying this. But if it doesn't give us anything, we'll just be looking at it. This is just a trade for me really to monitor. So I have it on the charts just to monitor to see what it does, So yeah, this is the markets that we're looking at this week. This is the order that I feel like they're going to play out in. That's what we'll be looking at. Now, do you guys have any questions for me? What about gold? I'll look at gold for you. I don't really trade gold, but I'll look at it. Let's take a look at it real quick. I'm assuming you trade on the lower time frames. Am I correct? Yeah. Okay. Let's just mark this off really quick. I don't know. I don't know how you guys trade this. Look at this. How do you guys trade this? You have no structure to the left to look at. I guess maybe you do on the small time frames, right? Yeah, I feel like gold is like, gambling. Maybe it's good for scalpers. I'm not a scalper, so I mean, I did see this out. When was this? In December. That I did feel like price was gonna retest this area and then buy. It did just that. I mean, from a bird's eye view, this looks like it's gonna sell. Let me just look at this really quick. Go down to lower time frames. Okay, if I were to guess on this trade, all right, I'll be looking at how I look at the weekly, daily, 4 hour. That's how I look at my structure, at my trend. For the smaller time frames, like you guys that are doing scalping, I would look at 2 hour, 1 hour, 30 minute. But we'll do 4 hour, 2 hour, 1 hour. So this looks like a very decent 4 hour area of interest for me. As you guys can see, I act here as resistance, resistance, resistance. No real support level here. You can count this as support if you want. At the 2 hour, you have more structure. Here you have support, resistance, support, 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 support. The 4 hour is, you can say bearish. 2 hour is bearish. 1 hour is bearish. 30 minute is bearish as well. So you have a lot of bearish trends here. I would definitely say that price is going to retest this area. Well, actually, let me look at something really quick. Yeah, so I would say that price is gonna give us a little quick rejection right here, play around here a little bit, and then sell actually. So for Chris, my gold trader, I definitely feel like price is gonna come back up to this area, which is already basically there. Give us a rejection of this area, as you guys can see, is respected, little respected area right here, to then sell. That's what I would say here. Any other questions? All right. Appreciate you guys tuning in. See you guys throughout the week. Any other questions you have, definitely reach out to me in the Discord. That's what it's for. You guys can communicate in there. Have any conversations that we have, any questions that you need, anything, just let me know or ask anybody else in there. I hope we all have a great week, and let's make this a money week. Let's get some money. Remember, manage your risk to reward, your risk management. Don't frustrate yourself and don't jump into a trade. Let the trade do what it has to do. Let it come to where your points, so you guys can enter a trade that you're confident in. Don't chase the trade. If you guys want it to reach a certain area for you to be interested, let it get to there. Don't get in early because of FOMO or you think they're gonna miss out on the trade. Don't do it, guys. Just wait for it. It's gonna be worth it. If you miss it, it is what it is. Look how many markets I called out that we're interested in this week. One of them we're gonna catch. So I do feel like this week we're definitely gonna make some money. So let's all make the money together. Wednesday I will be giving an update on the markets. If anything plays out before then, I will definitely put it in the Discord as well, so we can all capitalize on the trade. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. See you guys in the Discord.